The wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
Hi guys, this is Natasha, aka Natty Willie, and I am here to give you a non-spoiler review of The Wheel of Time. I started reading the books back in high school, and I'm in my 30s. So I even brought out like my little t-shirt that I got like years ago with Matcham Coffin featuring Matt. Yay, hey. And it's like, I think in the back it's like in the old tongue, like roll the dice or Jack of the Shadows, one or the other. And of course I am concerned about the comparison between Game of Thrones and this, but you know, this is better because it's got magic. Yes, it got like Game of Thrones had dragons, but we got magic and they do cool stuff with that magic, okay? So I think it has a place, and I actually am glad that, you know, Game of Thrones came first, because the possibility of an actually good fantasy show is possible, and I'm so glad that Amazon picked it up, because this is a non-spoiler, and I will be doing a spoiler review, and I will be talking about in my spoiler review like definitely changes that I noticed from the books, and whether I like those changes. I mean, I kind of like will preview it here, but I will go into a little more detail in my spoiler review. So be on the lookout for that. It will definitely be out around the same time as the actual premiere. But this is going to be out a few days before, so I am super glad I got honored, really, that I got the opportunity to, you know, see this. And I will say that a lot of the stuff that's been in the trailers, especially like the Trollocs and stuff like that, are within these first 3 episodes. We do get introduced to like the Fab Five, Nynaeve, Rand, Matt and Perrin and Egwene. We definitely get Moiraine and Lan, and it's definitely a good setup. The first 3 episodes, as far as like kind of like the world that they're building, yes, it again is slightly different from the books, but I did notice that, you know, some characters that we met in the beginning, we meet kind of later, and that meetup on the 3rd episode, I was like, yes, finally. And so just, you know, the cinematography, just like the land, like the area and like the land and the sets that they've done was really well done. The quality of like the video and just like everything like that is just well done. Like, you know that they're spending money on this show, and the effects, especially with the One Power, I am not gonna lie, there were some areas that I felt were a little hokey. And for the first episode, the episode, you know, titles for the first episode is called Leave Taking, the second A Shadow's Waiting, and the 3rd episode is titled A Place of Safety. And so we pretty much, you know, the first 3 episodes again is setting up people are on the run. You kind of get introduced to a few people, and you see kind of like a little bit of mystery. You're still kind of trying to figure out like what is the end goal, like who could be the one that Moiraine was after in the first place. And let's backtrack a little bit. So again, I do want to say like that the acting, this is definitely a growing pains kind of a thing. People are being used to each other, and I do believe the chemistry between Moiraine and Lan, Daniel, Henney, and Rosamund Pike, they definitely do have chemistry, and I was enjoying it immensely, them being on screen together, and Moiraine slowly interacting with the Fab Five, and our Fab Five, and their interactions with each other, I think definitely, again, growing pains, but also like I'm seeing like a little bit of, you know, just them getting used to their roles, 1, and 2, just, you know, embracing it really, because these characters are really complex and they go on this huge journey. So the beginning parts of it is like they're kind of innocent, they're kind of naive, but they're also kind of like trying to just figure things out. And I do feel like the cast it did a good job as trying to figure that stuff out and their frustration, especially in episodes 2 and 3. Again, the One Power, the hokey part for me was definitely in episode 1, but the subsequent episodes they did like a little bit of it, but overall, I do think that so far the One Power was represented very well, and I do think that the effects team did as awesome a job as they could. And the opening of the show is a lovely nod to the book readers and just like the fandom in general, because it is definitely like the weaves and the power, or like, you know, you can kind of like see how the power can be associated with the weaves that they do, and then like it builds up into a picture. And so like you see the knitting, the threading, and just it was just, and the music, oh my gosh, the music, I love the music. And there are definitely like moments that I thoroughly enjoyed in each episode. Episode 1 was definitely several moments actually, and then episode 2 there were kind of like moments here and there. Some of the characters that we get introduced to, like the White Cloaks in episode 2. That trailer definitely did aim a bell to justice, y'all. Were there some changes that I was kind of like hesitant about? I'm like, yes, very much so. But I think for me it's still a little bit just a matter of getting used to. And I feel like I did feel initially that it was kind of disjointed a little bit, and I guess because of the pacing that they're doing that's different from the books, but I'm kind of like adjusting. So again, it's an adjustment for sure. And I just feel like there are some parts I felt they could have expounded on just a little bit more versus others, especially in the first episode, because I feel like we could have stayed in Emmonsville just slightly longer than what happened in the episode. And I do like some of the lore that was introduced within the first 3 episodes. And y'all, yeah, so we got a little nakedness. We got a little nakedness in the first episode, and I'm like, already we starting this early. Okay, I thought we had time to prepare, but I'm not surprised why they did that the way that they did it, because you want to establish, okay, there's going to be some nudity, y'all, so y'all need to get ready for that. But I'll expound on more on who that was in my spoiler review, because yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm all for it. Episode 1 was definitely a banging, like it ended on a bang, and I do think it was definitely a good episode to establish just the power and just, you know, the Fab Five, and we're starting to get to know them just a little bit more. There are some, you know, caveat places or, you know, key places that we do see from the books that was featured very well, I think, for the most part, especially definitely in episode 2. I will be again getting more into more detail in my spoiler review. So for now, I do think the first 3 episodes establishes this world, and it's building up. It's definitely building up, and I think it can only go up from here. So please stick with the first 3 episodes. The pacing, again, it definitely slows down in episode 2 and 3, but there are some action scenes within those 2 and 3 episodes that, you know, sets a lot of stuff up, and there are some awesome moments with some characters that, you know, in the books were off screen, which, you know, I wasn't too happy about, but I'm glad we got to see. So, you know, there's still some growing pains again, but I do feel like, again, that what they're doing is, I feel like there's going to be a big payoff. I'm hoping that there's a big payoff. So I'm finally seeing these characters in real time here. Like, they're real life now. They're like, the lore, the marketing, everything Amazon's doing is, you know, I'm happy, because this series needs to shine. Like, this show or this series deserves to shine. Like I said, the book is flawed, so I'm hoping that this gives the show a chance to kind of correct what's kind of wrong with the books. Yeah, there were definitely a few moments I was like, yes. I was happy, I was clapping, I was like, yay, oh my gosh. I got super excited when I saw some of those scenes. I was just like, really? I was like, yes. I was like, oh yeah, that's a nod. Oh yeah, we're doing, okay, we're doing the nod, yes. So those were kind of like my, like, as I was watching, I was like, yeah, okay. I'm trying to like absorb even more, like kind of like the subtleties and some of the foreshadowing that they're doing. So like again, it's kind of like, okay, I do feel like absorbing it more than once, especially for my book readers. I feel like y'all should do that because it's kind of like you're starting to get you absorb it a lot better as you know you do multiple viewings. So I'm sure that will happen anyway, just because. But yeah, get. I know I'm gonna be doing that a lot too. I'm just like so happy that fans and non-book readers are gonna experience this. I'm happy. I'm so glad that I get to see this. Just it's finally here. Like all this, the work, all the news, just everything. I'm happy, y'all. I'm just happy. All right, guys. I'm about to do my spoiler review now, but wait for it. You can follow me at willcat12 on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, guys, I want to hear what y'all think, what you're looking forward to the most, and what changes are you leery of, really. So, hey, hit me up. And my non-readers, like, what do you think so far? What are you kind of like thinking where the show will go, and what you think the show is going to be about, or who they're going to focus on, and what you want, and hopefully you'll get it. So please comment below. Thanks, guys.